Hey everyone, it's Hiedi Scott with DIY and I hope that you are ready for a brand new kind of flower that involves two different things, well, and some other things too, but from Dollar Tree. So I'm super excited to show this to you. We're going to be using those little microfiber mop heads that you can get at Dollar Tree for $1, and then we're going to be using my favorite crafting ingredient, cookie sheets. So I guess let's just hop right in. Anyways, this craft sort of evolved like most of my crafts do, completely by accident. I had seen a few other crafters, some of my friends that were doing like pumpkins made out of these mop heads. And I was in the middle of doing flowers that day, and I just thought, I wonder if I could use this to make a flower. So anyways, I'm super excited about this. I feel like I'm leaning. I don't know. Oh, please. And as you're hopping on, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm not going to pin a comment or a link or anything because there's no links on this project. It's just going to be hot glue, the punches, I'll show you those, the cookie sheet, and the mop head. Oh, and button magnets. And almost all of those things, except for the punches, you can get at Dollar Tree. Okay, so these little mop things, mine, I've already been taking it apart and using it, are at Dollar Tree. They're $1. They're a little hard to get apart, but what you're basically gonna do is you're just gonna pull on one part of it where you can't pull any longer, and then cut that off, and then pull on the other side until you can't get any longer, and cut that off, and we have part of a flower here, and I've already made some. Oh my gosh, and they turned out so cute. So stay with me. Don't hop off early or you'll miss it. I'm gonna get a couple more pieces going here. There's got to be some way to take this thing apart, but I don't know what that is. So we're just cutting these things off. And shoot, for $1, I could go buy 27 of these if I really wanted to. Oh, there we go. That one just came right out. Okay. So the other thing that we're going to be using, let me put my camera down, is we're going to be using these little 4th of July style tin plaques that I purchased around this summer, around 4th of July, but we're not using the side that's decorated. We're going to be using the back of them. Okay, and these are magnetic, so our little button magnets are going to do great on those. Okay, and we're also going to be using the hole punch, the punches that I love so much. And if you're just hopping on, we're making cookie sheet and microfiber mop head flowers that we're going to put magnets on, and we're going to put them on these little tin plaques, and we're going to use this, it's 3 inches. There's no brand or name on it. It came from Hobby Lobby. It must be the store brand. We're going to be using this one. We're going to be using the little flower petal one too that doesn't say what the size is. It looks like about 2.5 to me, also from Hobby Lobby. And then I'm going to show you guys how to make leaves out of the heart punch, which this one says 3 inches. Same deal, no brand on it, Hobby Lobby. And if you just watch, these are on sale like once a month, and they're usually 40% off. So they're not expensive, and I have used mine a ton. Okay, to start a cookie sheet, let me show you how you're going to do that. I have too many things on my table today. This is going to be so much fun. First thing you're going to do is take the little tag off, and then you just want to cut along the edge because you won't be able to get your punch on here unless you do this. And I do want to caution you guys, this stuff is sharp, so just be careful. Don't let your 2-year-old cut it for you. After it's punched out, sure, it's fine, but you just want to be careful. And then we're just going to throw this away. I can't think of anything to do with it, and these are 50 cents a sheet because you get 2 of them. So anyways, okay, and then to get started, I'm going to do a couple of punches here. Let me see who's on. Oh goodness, there's a lot of people on. Thank you guys for joining me. I'm so excited to do this new flower. Like I said, if you're just hopping on, I haven't seen anyone else do it. I don't know for sure that I'm the first, but I'm the first that I know of. And we're using a microfiber mop head and a Dollar Tree cookie sheet to make the cutest flowers. They're gonna be gray and white and silver, or tin color. Okay, so what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna go ahead and punch out this shape we'll be using. Let's do 2 of them because I'm using this kind of as the base for these. Okay, let's do a heart. This is going to become leaves. Okay, and then when you get this whole row, you're basically just going to kind of do the whole thing all over again. Just cut it straight so that you can get into the next level. And you can usually, if you're careful, you can usually get 3 levels of punches done with 1 piece of this tin. I'm going to do a couple of this shape. I'll show you all these pieces in just a second. This tin, you guys, is, in case you're wondering, is that hard on your punches? No, it actually sharpens them. And I've had these punches for going on about a year maybe, and I've been doing this for a long time, and they're still in great shape. I did remove the little plastic thing off the bottom because that bothered me. Okay, so we have our shapes. We have this one, we have this one, and we have a couple of hearts. Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, let me show you the first flower that we're gonna make, okay? We're gonna make, it's got a few glue strings on it. This one, look how cute that is. Okay, it's got the scalloped edge, larger one that I've bent. It's got the smaller little petally looking one in the center, and then I put some of that mop head in there. And then it has glued onto the back of it one of the hearts that I cut in half and folded, and those become the leaves, and a magnet button. Okay, so that's, and this is what it's gonna look like on this. Of course, you could put it on anything that's magnetic, and you could do a whole bunch of them, but is that not the cutest thing ever? And if you wanted, you could paint these tins like white or, you know, any color you want. I don't think that that would affect how magnetic they are. And they have this kind of thing for almost every season. So just keep your eyes open for something like that. It'll have something on the other side, but we're gonna use the back of it. Just keep your eyes open for stuff like that. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do to make this flower right here, can you guys see? I feel like you can. I'm gonna get rid of this. Okay, so we're gonna make this flower right here. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna just take our little petal shape and we're gonna bend each of the little petals up. All right, and then we're gonna put a blob of glue in the center of our scallop shape. We're just gonna push this on. I'm using a low temperature hot glue gun. Oh, look how yucky it is. Like I always tell you guys, I am the messiest crafter. I really need to take a few minutes and clean this up. Anyways, it's called a Sure Bonder. I don't make anything off this. I got it at Hobby Lobby, and what I like about it is that it is a low temperature glue gun, and it's a little bit even lower than a regular low temperature glue gun. And when you're gluing on this tin, it gets hot, so just be aware of that. I probably wouldn't use a hot glue gun on this project because you're gonna get it on your fingers, but also the tin gets really hot. Okay, and the next thing we're gonna do is we're just gonna find a short little piece. Do I have any short pieces here? Do I only have long pieces? Here's a short piece. Okay, and what I wanna show you is you really do have to tie the ends in a knot, because if you don't, when you cut them, they get all this fuzzy stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to tie the end of this in a tight, tight knot down here at the very bottom. Like that. And I'm going to cut off this fuzzy stuff, or some of it. Okay, and then I'm going to put a blob of glue in the center of my little petal shape. Can you guys see that? And this is not hard at all, this one especially. We're just going to go around and around and around. And we're going to use a lot of glue to make sure that this is all stuck down. And we're kind of going to twist it a little bit so that it shows the gray at some point and the white at other points. And you can bend your little petals down a little bit so you can get in here better. Do you guys like this flower so far? Oh my gosh, glue strings everywhere. And I'll tell you what, if your hands are dry or chapped, like mine are all the time because they're always in water, because I feel like I'm always washing stencils or doing household chores, and they're dry, then not only are you going to get hot glue on them, but you're also going to have little pieces of this microfiber stuff on you because it wants to stick. It wants to catch on any rough spot. I need to tie it in a knot at the end of this one. And we probably don't need too much more of it. So I tied a knot to stop the fray. Cut that off. See what I mean? How everything just kind of sticks to your dry hands. And I'm just going to finish going around and push it down and into the, towards the center. All right, and this is what we have so far. And now I'm just going to sort of bend the inside petals up a little bit and out. And I'll show you close up what I mean by that. So I bent them up and then sort of out. Can you see what I'm talking about? I suppose you could just do it however you want, but that makes it so that you can see them. All right. And then to get this ripply look, you're just going to basically be pinching. This is how my fingers are all the way around. That sort of gives it a ruffle. This reminds me of a video that I did in probably February, when I was visiting my sister in Boise, Idaho, and I made the cutest burlap banner that had all these tin flowers on it. Okay, now we're going to make a leaf, and this is super easy. I just used my heart punch, and this is going to be one leaf. I'm basically going to fold it in half and then open it up. Does that look like a leaf or what? And then I'm gonna be gluing two of them together because I think it's more obvious that it's a leaf when it's two of them together. And then I'll just glue them like this, basically. And that's what we have right there. And then we're just going to attach it to our, goodness, I have glue strings and fuzz everywhere. We're just going to attach it to the back of our little flower. When I'm all done, I will pull all the glue strings off. I'll do that trick that somebody told me with you can use either a heat gun or a just a blow dryer on hot, and it seems to kind of melt all the strings off your piece. Okay, so now let's add a magnet. And I am almost at the end of my magnets, but this is what they look like. This is kind of what the case they come in. And they're just called magnetic buttons. These ones right here came from Dollar Tree, and they're 2 layers deep, and I've used almost all of them. So I'm gonna have to go back and buy some more buttons. And I'm just gonna put a big blob of glue on the back of it and stick my button into it. And there we go, there's 2. Okay, let's make another style. And what we're gonna be making is something that's bigger that looks like this. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? And then it's got a button on the back of it. Okay, and how I did that was, this might be a little complicated for me to show you. And you know what, I need to grab a clipboard, so hang on 2 seconds. We're gonna braid, okay? And the easiest way that I've figured out how to braid anything, really, especially when you're all by yourself and you can't ask someone to hold the end for you, is to put it in underneath the clipboard. Okay, so I'm taking 3 pieces, 3 of these long pieces, and we're going to tie 3 of the ends of them together in just in a knot. We're not going to use this whole length, but this is how we're going to start it. So we'll just pull a tight knot, and then we're going to cut all this fuzzy stuff off at the end. All right. And then we're going to stick, I'll show you, hang on. And I'm going to put the camera down too, but we're just going to stick it underneath the clip on the clipboard. And these guys here, I think I bought these at Walmart, and they were $1 a piece. And we did some fun crafts with these. I don't know if you guys saw that, but we decorated them and we used them like a piece of art. They were super cute. Okay, so put this back down again. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of you guys on. Thank you for joining me. If you're just hopping on now, you should go back and watch the beginning, the replay, because it's just all about these microfiber mops, mop head flowers, and what you need to do this project. Okay, so we're just gonna start braiding. It could be loose or tight, whatever you want. And then the hardest thing is to untangle the tails so you can keep going. Push it away from me. And I'm just going to go a little ways, and then we'll tie a knot and we'll use what we have, because it's not going to require this whole length. You could do, if you bought 1 microfiber mop head, you could do a lot of different things. And you could do this flower that we're about to do just sort of by twisting and rolling 3 pieces of it. But I think it's prettier. It stands up on its edge when you do it in the form of a braid. Okay, so let's say this is long enough. I'm sure it is. And you do always want to knot what you're working with, because it gets fuzzy and yucky pretty darn quick. Okay, so I don't know if you could see that, but we just knotted that. Here. Okay, so this is what we have, right? And we were just using a plain old clipboard to do our braiding. Okay, so we're going to start in the center of one of these bigger ones with a blob of glue, and we're going to put in one of the knots. Okay, and then you're going to do the same thing that we do on every other project, which is we're going to go around and around and around, but I'll show you up close in just a second. But you're going to kind of stand your braid on the side Can you see what I'm doing? I'll show you as soon as I get a little glue on it. I have enough glue on my fingers. We want this flower to really stand up, basically. I'm going to just go a little bit further and then I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so this is a braid. I realize I'm a little bit out of camera range. Sorry about that. It's a braid. Can you see that? And when I lay it down, I'm gluing just one edge of it. So it's essentially standing up. And it's giving us a fluffier rosette, and we'll kind of smush it down a little bit once we get it all glued on here. So, and this project does take a good amount of glue. So how is everyone doing today? As soon as I hop off, I will answer questions. And if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to leave me questions there as well. I think this is going to be a fun flower to incorporate in some of our fall projects and summer too. And I'm going to be starting to look to see if I can find this idea in any other colors besides the gray and white. So this is where we are. Do you see what we're doing? We've got our braid and we're gluing it down on its side so it's standing up and wrapping around the center. And I just keep adding more glue right along the edge and then pushing it into it. I'm going to do one last little section here and push my knot sort of in and under. Okay, and this is what we have right now. Can you see how thick or high that is? Let's see what you guys are saying. Dollar Tree. Oh, thank you guys. You know what? I love it when you answer each other's questions. If you're just jumping on now, you should just, watch to the end, but then go back and watch the start of it on replay. It's not going to be a super long video, but this is a really fun new flower that I've never seen anywhere else that was just sort of one of those happy accidents, which is what a lot of my crafts start as. And we're going to do this cute little arrangement on these tin plaques that came from Dollar Tree. They were 4th of July, but we're going to use the back of them. I really wish I had one more, but I only have 2. Okay, so anyways, so all of my videos are, available as long as Facebook is a thing and the internet is a thing in videos, and you can watch them anytime. And then all we're doing is basically opening our flower up. Just pushing it out so it's not standing so straight up. There's a spot that needs a little glue. And I suppose that you probably do want to not handle it too much because it kind of snags like polyester. It's probably what it's made of. Okay, and there's our flower. And then, and it looks very similar to this one. I think when I was doing this one, I just did a single piece of the mop head in the very center, and then I added the braid around the outside. I think that is what I did. That's why those two look different. And when I was doing the center piece of it, it was just like this one we basically just did. That's just one piece. I paid attention that only the gray side of it was sticking up. Okay, let's make one more leaf, and then I'll show you how we could put this all together. And you guys, if you decide to do, so this was just a heart punch from Hobby Lobby. And this stuff right here is a cookie tin from Dollar Tree. And then you just kind of fold it in half and then pull it open. And that's going to become your leaf. And it's pretty realistic, I think. I'll do the other side. And then I'll glue the two pieces together. Of course, you could just do one leaf at a time if you want, but I think they look more like leaves when there's multiple of them. Okay, and then we're gonna just glue that on to the back of our flower that we just made, wherever you want. And you can push these out towards the edge or in, however far you want. It's completely up to you. And then you can fluff them if you feel like you want to do anything to them. Okay, now let's put a magnet on the back of this. This is my last magnet from Dollar Tree. Oh, I should hang on to this little silver thing though, because I'm sure we could do a craft with that. The back of these do look pretty messy, but nobody's gonna see that, so don't worry about that. Okay, now let's assemble something, and let me show you the other ones that I made. Okay, so this is our little tin plaque. Do you guys like this? Okay, Dana says that she went and got her mop head yesterday. And Gail says that she loves all of my crafts. It's not too often that you get to see me live. Well, I'm so glad you did. Did you guys see these? I have to tell you that the project I did yesterday turned out pretty darn cute. And I was just using these beads that I purchased on Amazon, plus these little doodad wood pieces from Dollar Tree or twine. Here's another Dollar Tree piece. And I just used one of the Magnolia Design Company polka dot stencils on the front of it. This one was another Dollar Tree piece of wood. And I just used some Mod Podge and a little black and white paisley napkin on it. And then this one, we were gonna do another tassel like this first one. And I started thinking right while I was in the middle of the live that, that I wonder if I have any of those vintage sheet music tassels that I made, or, you know, I've made them multiple times, but I made them several months ago that have a champagne cork or a wine cork in the center of them. And I wonder if that would be cute on one of these. And sure enough, I did. Oh my gosh, there's glue strings everywhere. And so we made that. So if you didn't see that video where I tell you how to put these together, these are, there's several things they could be. They could go over a napkin if you use cloth napkins at your table. If you're bringing someone a bottle of wine or champagne as a host gift, you could make these and put it over. Or you could do these as curtain tiebacks. Or, I mean, you could just do these as those little garlands that sit abouts or whatever you call them. But then I would probably do this part a little bit bigger. This was 10 beads. That's basically what this was. So I showed a couple other styles of napkin rings that you can make yesterday too. So if you haven't seen that video, you should take a peek. Okay, so this is the what we're gonna start with, and we're just going to kind of build a little, let's get both of them out, build a little something, and I'm gonna use one of my big flowers on each one of them. And then we'll use one of these flowers that we made. I made two of them on each one. And it seriously could be wherever you want. And then I just made this little teeny one that's just that petal with some of the stuff in the center of it. Do I have any others? I have this one that I made. I'll just quickly glue a button on it. This one was just sort of loops with braided. Can you guys see that? Let me find one more button magnet. I have had a ton of fun with this project. And I mean, it's going to cost you almost nothing. Okay, so let's put this one. You know, they might be too full. I don't know. Let's do... No. Anyways, you get the point. You arrange them however you like them. I'll show you one at a time. Is that cute or what? And this could be part of a banner for your fireplace. You could just run some twine through the holes and do, especially if you had 3 of them or 5 of them, that would be super cute to be incorporated into a banner. Or I might just hang them out on my front porch because we have a couple of screws drilled into our brick there. And here's the other one. So I think they turned out pretty cute. I'm excited about it. I hope you guys love this craft project. If you end up doing it, then I would love to see pictures over at the companion Facebook group that I have for this page, DIY Dreaming. It's called Dreamy DIY, and there is a space in between there. I would love to see pictures, and I know that all our other crafty friends, there's like 9,000 people that are part of that group now. And they do the best projects ever. They would love to see your pictures too. So if you haven't already joined that group, just search in your Facebook search bar, or if you're on YouTube, hop over to Facebook and put in Dreamy space DIY. And it'll bring you up, ask to join. It's gonna ask you a couple questions, and then click the photo button to get started and look at all the bazillions of amazing crafts that have been made and shared there. And share pictures of your crafts too, if you would like. So thanks for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. I'm working on something kind of cute. I'll give you a little preview. It's not finished, it's in process, but it's a tea towel. And it has that silly Hocus Pocus stencil with ink on it. That says, it's from the very start of that silly movie, Hocus Pocus, and it's Bette Midler, I think, comes outside and she says, "Oh, look, another glorious morning makes me sick." That's her hair in the center. Anyways, so I'm working on some projects like tea towels and things for fall, and so watch for that too. Alrighty, have a wonderful rest of your day. I'll see you guys either later today or tomorrow.